I wasn't expecting company, but if you stay out of the shrubs and flower beds, you could stay.
Give them a wave, Pops, now that you've invited them in. We're two old guys who enjoy playing sandbox and survival games together. I'm Uncle Craig. Go ahead and sit down. Let's visit for a while.
If you look off to the distance in my screen over there, you'll see a cliffside. And in that area is a clan. Real nice people. Goreth is, if not the leader, the guy I look to that way of that clan, and he's helped with some of the construction over there and brought together a bunch of people that are all very creative in their own right over there. So we're going to take several visits over there. We'll go over this time, get kind of a general idea from Goreth, the layout of the place, maybe look at one of the buildings, and just be aware that we're going to go over a few times. They got so many neat things over there. We'll take a look at each one at different times. Let's see here. Let me get myself down the stairs here, and made a bit of progress on my place too. I don't know if many of my other videos have my shop in it, but there's my workshop and the stairs to go down and off of our property and over to Goreth's. In this direction. A little windy right now. A lot of stonework, but that will change after a while. A lot of foundations and stairs. To my right, you're going to see what my brother put into place for now. This is going to be a little market stall. We're going to put one of the stalls in here and maybe several of them for each of us. And we figured whoever's manning the stalls is going to need to relieve themselves once in a while. So we have this little outhouse right here. So this is our location where if you want to come by, let me show you on the map even. If you do want to visit the two old guys and see what we have for sale or to sell us some things, this is where we'll be located in Langres on the Apollo server. So on I go to Goreth's place. I think this is Goreth. It's the Iron Bank Guild, correct?
Correct.
And you guys have been similar to us. You've been a gaming community that's been together for a while, isn't that right?
Yeah, I think somewhere around 5 years at this point. We originally started in a game called Fractured and expanded from there.
You folks seem like us, more the sandbox type games than the first-person shooters or, intense group raid type things. You guys are more into the social and sandbox aspect of things, correct?
Well, that depends on who you talk to in the guild. There's definitely some people that are into the sandbox. There are some people that are heavily into PvP. The group of people do not like the PvP. It's a very wide variety of people and wide variety of games at this point. We started off with, I think, maybe less than 10 people originally, and now between all the games, and I would probably say we're somewhere around 300.
Very cool.
Not all of them are active at once, but there's a lot of people that come and go depending on what game it's up.
Yeah, and I was going to say there's probably some who are playing one game or the other, and others playing other games. Let's see, is this you or is this Chetney?
That is me.
That's you. So he's standing right in front of Chetney's warehouse. And so at one point, see, I could do my little wave here too. There we go. So at some point, we'll go and take a look at that and hear from Chetney some of the details of decisions he made and how things are laid out. But it's a very extensive warehouse. If you can see on the top there, that's not roofing material. That is chests. So we'll go see. It's actually full of them.
We can go in there real quick. Just take a quick tour.
Sure, yeah. Let's take a quick look in there. Okay. This is one of the builds. Let me real quick. I'll pan back here though. Let me come back to this hill. They actually have this whole. Let me go up on this rise before we go in the warehouse. I'll go up on this rise to give you guys an idea of how much they have up here. So they have all of that there, and then let me go up on this peak here. They've got all of this over the side here. So all of that is part of the Iron Bank Guild. So we'll take on little bits and pieces of it. You can see some of it's pretty elaborate. pick off bits and pieces each time we come visit. We'll start off with just a quick walkthrough of the warehouse, and later we'll come back and chat with Chetney about the details, his thinking and why it's designed the way it is, and how he keeps things organized in there.
Chetney's actually a warehouse manager in real life, or was before he retired. So he's in many of the games he's taken on that role. And what he did, the entire thing was built. This entire plot was built for storage space. So we use the ground, the hill, to take advantage of some of the stuff, but most of it's just flat.
Nice.
And all these chests are lined up and organized. Now we're waiting for the letters and numbers so we can organize it even better. So you know what it's column A, row 2, column A, that type of thing. We played a game called Wild Terra, and he actually had huge warehouses there, and he actually had it in a spreadsheet where we could find things. So
very cool.
Coming up, we have the 3rd floor where he has all the crafting. So there's bins here for the guild to craft things. Mostly it's storage for the people that are currently playing, but we take any excess stuff and put it in there. Someone needs something, they come and get it. And then we have entire storage for the elders up here, just for excess things. I don't think he's got anywhere near filling these up here, but last count, he was somewhere around 1,000 boxes. And he can put a 3rd row on all the boxes in the lower tiers. So
yeah, I saw
he can
that.
add another 300 or so boxes.
Very cool. I do like his use of the arch, or the curved pieces there on the stairs. That is really neat.
Yeah, that was him coming up with that idea, and I really like that one. I think I'm actually going to use it myself eventually. I tend to engineer things and then go back eventually and make it pretty, but
yeah,
it's not usually my priority.
Yeah, Goreth and I talk a lot about stuff like that, and he and I are of the same mind. We are more about the functionality and use of space than we are about the creativity in the way things look and feel.
Like, subscriber, get off my lawn.
And I'm the same way. I get it functional, then later on I come up with how to fix it. Hey, there's Chetney right there. Hello, my friend. That's awesome. Good timing.
So his daughter-in-law actually has the house plot next to it and built that house, and she helps him maintain it, organize everything. Mostly we drop things in a Dropbox, and then he goes and organizes it.
Nice. And this is your wife's build, yes, right here, isn't it? And we'll go in and look at that another time and get all the details. Most of these we'll kind of run through and get a feel for where everything is, but there, you can see there's a lot of detail in some of these. It's just too good to pass up, so we definitely are going to come back here a few times. Nice little hallway up there on the 2nd level.
A little skyway to connect the two houses. Mine was actually built mostly for functionality and size. So I like to engineer things to be large. So down here we have a lot of the basic things that I do day to day. The cooking, the carpentry, weapons, armor smithing, that type of stuff in the storage. And for you, I did a little bit of extra engineering. We had talked about this before, engineering some storage advantages. In this case, we have boxes in the floor. So the other way you can walk over them, give you extra storage. So you just basically lower the foundation down a little bit, put the boxes there. There is a way to make them level with the wood floor if you're going to do the wood floor like I did here. But I didn't bother doing it. I just wanted to show that could be done.
Yeah, and you were this was kind of a trial and error thing for you. You were figuring this part out at one point, right?
Mm-hmm. Our previous town before the wipe, we had someone that had made extensive use of this. She was the cook, and her entire kitchen was basically layered with these.
Nice.
And then there was some out front that was just sunken down a little bit, and all the boxes just fit so people can drop off supplies to her, where she could pull them up top. Well, so you're down in the front, and she would pull them up top, and then she would fill up supply boxes down at the bottom for everybody. And after that, we actually were talking, and I decided, well, why can't I do that for the second floor? So this was done so that you could actually access it from either floor.
So I can access it from the bottom. But it actually fits the decor around here. I mean, it doesn't look out of place or like an awkward implementation. It looks like it would fit this type of thing. I like that.
Again, I'll probably pretty that up with the decorative beams or something like that later, but I just wanted to do a proof of concept. And here you can do the same thing. You walk over top of it up here.
Very cool. That is really neat.
And because I knew you were coming, I started playing with these, how to take advantage of the loft ceilings and get supplies. So the same concept where you can walk under and access it, but put everything above board. So this comes out a little bit.
Very
you can
nice.
actually do almost 2 full beams out just off the wall. If you do it off a beam that's already there, you can actually get it 2 full beams out, and in this case they connect it all the way across the ceiling. So you could line up an entire set of storage there if you wanted to.
Very nice. And not have to build a whole second floor above this, a third floor, just for storage. You could just put it in this way.
Right.
I like that.
And then what you haven't seen is I started playing with other types of storage here. So the same concept, but directly underneath the floor without being able to access to the top.
Yeah. Very cool.
This took a slight modification to it because you have to do a second beam coming down and drop it down 1 click. Click
gotcha.
Down in order for the boxes to fit.
So that it's right above your head too. It's like
right.
Yeah, interesting. Which isn't a bad thing. It's probably almost an improvement having it down that low.
Yeah, it actually makes it easier to access. So
yeah, I see that.
I might go back and modify those.
I never saw this deck out here. This is neat.
Oh.
A couple of old man chairs. I can't wait till they let you sit in the chairs. It's just so annoying to me that you can't do that.
This was actually because of an engineering problem. The house was a little too wide for the roof to put up there. Because if I tried to put the roof in there, I'd have to have a third layer on the roof. So I pulled it in, and then I took advantage of that extra
I see.
space underneath
To make
in the
this
kitchen
walkway.
area to do the crafting tables and storage.
Nice.
Now the storage down here is
Oops.
basic taking advantage of the beams underneath that wall and then storing them on 3 layers high.
Yeah, and this is the standard three chest stack that most people do. Four chests, it's doable, but it is really hard to target, figure out which one you can target, and trying to get the angles right, I found anyway.
Yeah, I try not to do 4 because I can never get to the 4th one consistently.
Yeah, and it takes too much work to try to do it. Yeah, this isn't
and then
too bad.
The benches went between so that you can access the
I see
boxes
that.
while you're cooking.
Yeah, I like that.
And I have 2 different versions. I actually made 2 different versions here to show you of where to put that 3rd box for these single heights. So this one here sticks out. It's basically just a short beam sticking out with one above it, but it doesn't match up with the ones at the bottom. If you don't care about it, it's really easy to do.
Yeah.
If you want to make sure it matches up, you stick a beam in between the two tables here, and then halfway through you stick a beam out to the 90 degrees, and then
Okay.
put the box on top of it so it lines up with the other ones.
Gotcha.
Let me get out of your way.
Yeah, nice work in here. And it's a tight space, but you've used it well. I mean, it doesn't have a feel like it feels like it could be somebody's real life, build.
Well, I'd like to build big, but I like to build realistic too. Like,
Yeah.
I see a lot of these big stone ones, but I don't really like the stone work. I like the walls and stuff. So I try to make what I can about that. That being said, there's a little surprise here.
Okay, I'm ready for this one. Oh, I don't know if I've been down here yet. It's like a secret garden.
Oh, it's a little more than that.
All right, now how do you get these plants to grow so well down here? I want.
Well, those are sun sconces.
There you go. There you go. Oh, I think I have been down. Is this where I came down with you before?
Well, yes, you did, but I've done some modifications to it since.
I want to look up
we've-
here too. If you guys notice, he's got this other wood floor right here, so he's got a lot of extra space he can do some interesting things with right here. This is cool. And by the way, the sconces here. Well, let's see. That's foundation above there, though, isn't it? I was going to say it's shining light above, but that's only if it's a wood floor. You can actually put a sconce down and have a wood floor right above it, and it will light the floor above it'll light the area above the floor there. So
it keeps going down here. This is all following the natural landscape.
the last time we were down here, you tried to lock me in the dungeon, if I remember right.
Well, I mean, you did say some things about.
Yeah.
So this is the other dungeon. So this is entirely this is continued onto another plot.
You've changed us a little bit from the last time we were here, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it feels
I've
a bit
modified
different.
with some lights.
Let me look up here real quick. So this comes out to a platform, and we talked about this the other day. These stairs that eventually are going to go to another floor, and I had mentioned to him it looked like a trap door right there, because at a distance, those stairs just out in the middle of nowhere, they look like a trap door. So
Yeah, this is going to be I'm eventually going to build a house for another clan member.
nice.
And it's going to interconnect those. So, and this has some good deep reach too. Because of the physical nature of what the landscape was, I had to break it up in two different sections. But you can come out here. See our
Another
stairs.
secret garden.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's neat. Yeah, we did look at this before, where you have the entrance kind of as a secret entrance. No, now I'm going the wrong place.
No,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, so the ivy here is actually layered. Found out you can layer the ivy on top of itself
Nice.
and give a nice 3D effect. And if you rotate it slightly, you can stick it on top of the previous ivy and give a little more depth to it.
That is really neat. It really does, especially at night. It does give kind of the effect of a secret entrance. Yeah, and then this goes up toward the furnaces and such that are.
Correct.
These are attached to your property. Is that where we're at? I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yes. So this goes back up to, here's the house building.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
back up to my furnaces.
There we go. I see. So down there, those other furnaces we were looking at, those are. I can't remember whose that area is. Oh, Dairies.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like this.
So these stairs actually connect all the way to the other side. We have a member, Dakin, who likes to build interconnected. Our previous town, everything was interconnected. We had roadways between things with street lamps, the whole bit. It was really kind of nice and quaint. But the landscape around here is made difficult, and we don't have as many people playing now since the wipe. But he also likes to build things. Like, here's our Titan.
Oh, that's right. All right. I was going to hold this for another time, but I think I'm going to show you guys the Titan. I took pictures of it at one point, but let me come out from my character perspective and show you. That's his sword. And this is his feet or shoes, sandals. And there is the Titan. Now, I'm going to break off into my camera view here. That's our tower over there. So you can see how close our two communities are. And let me slow down my camera. We'll turn it. And there he is. So that is their Titan, which is pretty cool. You can't see. Let's see if I can see Goreth down there. Yeah, so Goreth is down there, so you can see the scale of it. Very, very impressive. And you can actually see this Titan from down there in the valley. So it's really cool. Sort of like in Lord of the Rings, the big monuments of statues that they had over the entrances to the river and such. So really neat.
Yeah, if he built it, I joked with him that since with the Iron Bank, he needs to have two of them on the either side of Bravos.
That's right. That's awesome. Well, this was great, Goreth. We're going to save more of their build and such for another day. We don't want to use it all up in one video, but definitely wanted to give you guys a look at our neighbors. You can see why we're going to make a few visits here, and I'm sure there'll be updates as we go, some changes as people build out. So, Goreth, thank you for your time. Guys who joined us, hope to see you in game. Have fun.